It's very fitting that we record this in November because we are getting into the moment, into the trend where The Simpsons would air their Halloween episodes in November. So I don't want to say it's poetic, but I'm gonna say it's poetic. It's like poetry. It rhymes. That's George Lucas's catchphrase, and I'm gonna steal it. Damn it! Welcome to Tales from the Treehouse. It's me, Andrew Fantasia,
It's me, Amanda Barone.
and it's time for Treehouse of Horror 12. We have reached the point where we're on my fourth and final Simpsons guidebook, Amanda. This is it. After we escape beyond this, we're in a no man's land. It's uncharted territory because they didn't make guidebooks beyond that except for the giant expensive one that was just too expensive for me to buy.
Yeah, I know. They kind of fell out of style, I feel like, as soon as the internet and IMDb and all of that kind of became super duper popular. So RIP guidebooks. So, yeah, I know what else I was thinking about too isn't really a thing anymore. Like for video games, how they used to have like the guidebooks and like the books you could buy with all like the cheat codes, and
Yeah.
those are all gone. And those are probably, and they were expensive too, like maybe 65, like $70 a pop.
Those were big books, and depending on the game, like
Oh
they could
yeah,
get chunky. I miss books.
they were, yeah, they were hefty. They were hefty boys.
And I get it. I totally understand the mentality of, oh, why would I want to own this when I can just go to Wikipedia and Wikipedia will have this information. I totally get it. But I mean, it's the presentation. Like these books are gorgeous. They're so bright. They're so colorful. They just have all these nice like factoids about it. Like, look at that. We just Johnny Tight Lips.
The characters, yeah, that we include that you would otherwise maybe forget, right?
I ain't saying nothing. Johnny Tight Lips. Right? You're not gonna get that on Wikipedia.
No, and yeah, it's things that are special to like the creators as well. I'm sure like they had some sort of like input into these. Like, yeah, include that character there because they have an inside joke about it or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's yeah, they're those types of things were special, and they're hard to come by if they exist at all anymore in this day and age.
Is there a TV show, Amanda, that does not have like a nice guidebook or just a book about it that you would want the most to have a book about it? Does that make sense? My grandma.
Oh, no, yeah, I know that's a hard thing. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, maybe like The Wire. I don't know, but maybe not because that show came out a really long time ago too, like early 2000s.
Mhm.
Pretty sure it came out in like 2001 or 2002, maybe 2001. It was around September 11th, I think. Um, if I'm not wrong, I'm gonna look it up because yeah, I'm a big fan of The Wire. Um,
The Wire's been on my list to watch for a long time.
oh,
I
you
will get
haven't
around.
seen it?
I'll get around to it because I know it's
Yeah.
going to be like phenomenal.
Oh, it's epic. It's there used to be, I think, like a Harvard class that was that compared it to like the Odyssey, like the Iliad.
Wow.
Like it's so good, and it's it's the type of show that, unlike many shows that come out, where it was written with the entire show from beginning to end planned out. Like they had an ending when the show started. So like it ties, or they maybe they didn't, and but they did a great job. But it really connects, and like unlike maybe Lost, I don't know. A lot of people probably hate me for saying that, but yeah, yikes. The Wire is like the opposite, the antithesis of that show. Like it's just so good. It's yeah, I don't even want to say anything about it because it's so good. You should explore it and just watch it on your own. All of the characters, like they're so good, and the development and the character arcs throughout the seasons of the show. And the show, the way that they do it too, every season is a little different,
Mhm.
but it still maintains and carries over like it's very well done. It's one show I would say is like I recommend to everybody. It's I used to have it on my bookshelf. I have the DVD collection, the Blu-ray collection of the series, and I have the book too that the show is based off of.
Oh,
Yeah, so maybe that, but that's different than like what you're describing because it's the show, right? Which is yeah, it's well done. Yeah, it's Game of Thrones level. Yeah,
that's cool. I can't wait to eventually watch it one day, and I will. It's near the top of my list. So,
yeah, gotta watch it. Do it. Make it your next show. It's dated, but it's nice to go back to like that time.
oh, I love Dated. Please give me Dated. I'm so tired of looking at iPhones and shit. Just I want dated things, even like as every day passes. Just give it to me more and more retro. Um, that's a good pick for and even having not seen the show, I know I've heard enough about it to know that it's got a really sort of dense mythology to it. So it's perfect for that kind of book, for a big guidebook to kind of zoom in on the details of everything. See, I was a huge Lost fan, and I still am. Like I love Lost, warts and all. No, it's okay. I love it to pieces. Like I think that show was made like just for me. Like it's exactly what I like in the show. And I remember while I was watching it, I was like, this show needs a big encyclopedia or something with all this because there's so much myth typed into it. And I, being a big Star Wars guy, my favorite part of when a new Star Wars would come out is when they would release those big visual guides for the new movie, because those would have like they'd say like this background character's name is blah 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 and he comes from I nerded out so bad for that shit. Like that was my favorite part. And I wanted that for Lost. And then when Lost ended, they made a Lost dictionary, like or rather a Lost encyclopedia, and I was like, oh my god! And I picked it up, and it ended up just being. It was a very underwhelming book. It didn't give you almost any new information at all.
Yeah.
Unlike the Star Wars ones, which was all full of new like tidbits. It was literally just, and then this happens, and then this, and it's like, yeah, I know that. I watched the show. Tell me something new. And on top of that, it was full of mistakes. Like I'm talking full of mistakes. The most glaring of which was you watched the whole thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah. In season 4, there was the main villain of season 4, the big army guy who's on the boat, right?
Yeah.
And he comes and causes trouble. They left him out of this encyclopedia. They forgot to talk about him. And I'm like, who proofread this book? So yeah, my initial answer would have been Lost, but that already happened and it was not well done. So it's a shame because that show deserved a better book. But I think just because I'm a big fan of these Simpsons ones, I would love a matching library of Futurama books like these. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That's a great answer. I'm surprised there weren't at least one or two, but it did come out a little later, so that's fair. Yeah, that's a great answer. Futurama is up there in terms of cartoon comedy series. It's if you're not a fan or, of The Simpsons, I mean, it's similar, but it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a big Futurama fan. I love Bender. I love the professor. He's he's amazing. Zoidberg, like the characters are wild. It's a great show. Great choice.
Maybe one day when both these shows end for good, they'll come out with like giant, just spellbinding nice books about them that cover the whole thing. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with waiting for them to end so that they're actually complete this time.
For real. Yeah, no, true. Good point.
All right. Well, thankfully, this book has all the info we need about Treehouse of Horror 12, which aired November 6th, 2001. Amanda, we are almost a week away from Halloween. Halloween's 6 days into our rearview mirror, and that's when they drop Treehouse of Horror. That just feels strange.
Yeah. Very late air date. It's weird. They used to release and start seasons of shows earlier. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, but they started pushing them back further. away from the summer. Stuff used to start like right after Labor Day almost.
Yeah, it would kind
So,
of just coincide with the school season. And
yeah,
I think they're doing the same on the back end. I remember shows like creeping into the end of May, and
yeah,
now it's like by April, that's it.
yeah, they're wrapped up. Yeah, they have like a production airing season. It's weird. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's not weird. I get it. They probably film and do a lot during the summer and like, the warmer time of the year everywhere else other than like California and the west coast of the US or the southern coast. Um, but yeah, it's funny how they changed that sort of schedule and it's shortened seasons of things. Like a lot of shows used to have like 20 to 25 episodes a season, like at least the sitcoms anyway, like the 30-minute airing shows. And that's tapered it down a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different landscape. I would love to know, like, I'd love to have it explained to me in layman's terms so that I can comprehend it exactly how the TV industry made that change and why.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, streaming shows are doing their own thing, but
Mhm.
I don't know who's emulating whom. It's weird. The television industry is one that I'm like really curious about, but I feel like it's so different now that you almost have to dig through history books to learn exactly what television used to be so that you can understand what it is now.
Mhm.
Uh,
It's changed a lot. The landscape I feel like it's way different.
yeah, I don't blame them.
No.
It really threw a wrench into everything.
Hmm.
Um, but Mr. Burns at least is being festive because as we open our episode, he's putting a little bat on top of his mansion. That is his Halloween decoration, a tiny red bat so high up on the mansion that nobody can even see it. And that ends with a bunch of dead bodies coming out of the Burns crypt. And I really like this opening sequence here. It's just a fun little nod to Halloween. It's Simpsons being Simpsons. This might be my favorite Treehouse opener in a long time. Probably ever since we lost the interstitial stuff.
Yeah, we lost the introductions to each sketch from the episodes that happened earlier on in seasons, like where they were having bad dreams or they're telling the stories in the treehouse, which kind of kicked off, the whole Trios of Horror, right? Um, so it's nice when they have a little beginning and it's a nod to, hey, this is a Halloween episode. So he's putting up Batsy and yeah, you know, the Simpsons see it causes a random accident. And Smithers gets, becomes the victim and the Simpsons see it and they get scared and then they all have an accident with the gate, which is, I mean, I was like, whoa, that's kind of dark. But yeah, it's a good beginning. Yeah, nice, again, nod to Halloween, which sometimes I feel like they've lost in previous episodes without having a Halloween, like, say, per se, themed sketch. So, yeah, I agree.
Tell us about Hex in the City, our first story.
So, Hex in the City, I like the nod to Sex in the City. Obviously, it's not about a bunch of four middle-aged ladies,
Or is
navigate,
it?
or is it from romance in New York? But it's all about Homer, going into. I'm afraid to say it because watching the episode, I was like, "Whoa, this is I don't know how it would do these days." But
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we should.
Homer and Marge going to ethnic town.
Yeah, we should probably preface that this episode uses a word a lot, like a lot. That is no longer in vogue to say. It's become kind of well, not kind of, but it's always been sort of a racially insensitive word, or an ethnically insensitive word. So I guess let's go with Romani for our show because that's kind of what has replaced that word anyway. So we'll just we'll be ethical about it. We'll use Romani.
I feel like that's almost worse because you're making them a villain instead. Yeah, but
I know
I
that's
get it.
true.
Right?
That's true.
Oh yeah, I agree. I know some people who have me upset. my one of my favorite words for that word in is in Italian because it's just a weird word. I would always laugh when I like as a joke. But yeah, so the this story is about, Marge and Homer. They go to again. It's very this episode doesn't really hold or the sketch doesn't really hold up for some of the language used, but yeah, they go to ethnic town at the beginning of the sketch, and some of the things they say, not still funny, but it's on the line there or over it, in fact. Anyway, so they go to Ethnic Town. They're looking at all of the, the different exotic shops to the Simpsons, bland homegrown Americans. And Marge ends up with Lisa and Bart going into a fortune teller's uh, office, I guess you could say. Well, it's an office.
Her boudoir.
Her boudoir. And as she's, speaking to Bart and Marge and Lisa, Homer comes in and ends up in some shenanigans and destroys her office, yeah, the fortune teller. The Romani. I don't think fortune teller is a bad word, but it's the word that prefaces it, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
That the Romani fortune teller curses Homer for causing, for ruining her office, I guess, her establishment. Although I will say, if ruining her is just rehydrating some dehydrated or shrunken heads and like making things wet, putting out some candles, she's not really ruined. Sure, okay. So she curses him that everyone that he loves will suffer as a result of the curse. So, Homer, he doesn't care. So he doesn't believe in it, and they go about their Simpsons business, and things start to kind of unravel, which results in Homer looking for other magical creatures to relieve him of this curse. And yeah, some funny things ensue, but at the peril of the Simpsons family and all of those that Homer loves. Like you see Lisa being transformed into like part centaur or Lisa-tar. I don't know what you want to call it. Marge becomes the bearded lady, then the woman who's just full of hair. She becomes like the wolf lady. And yeah, Bart doesn't have such great luck in this sketch.
That is horrifying. That the sound effect of Bart's neck is just like it skeeved me out to the point where no other Treehouse has skeeved me out. That sound is just it's that wet cartilage. They sound effects department nailed it.
Yeah, and that's what's actually really I was thinking about this is actually scary because, Homer strangles Bart and he does that a lot in other episodes. And in this sketch, he strangles him because he says something smart. And you hear this neck break like Andrew described. His neck bends and it elongates and Homer tries to like reset it. But I noticed that in this sketch, and I don't think I've noticed it before, but Marge intervenes and she's like, Homer, no, Homer. And she never usually does. Like it's like they never
Ooh.
Yeah, like other people kind of try to stop him, but
yeah, there's it's always something always kind of cuts them off. But yeah, you're right. It's never Marge stepping in and just doing the obvious mom thing. There is one instance, I can't remember what it was, but it was really funny because of the way Marge handled it, where Bart's getting strangled and Marge kind of, instead of stopping Homer, she just kind of admonishes him and tells him, I think it was when he wrote the angry letter to Burns. And then he's like, I better not mail this. But then Bart mails it anyway.
yeah.
So Homer's strangling him. And then Marge says, like, you're the one who wrote that letter, Homer. You should be strangling yourself. And just that line of her saying, you should be strangling yourself. Like, it's so, she's so complacent about the fact that this horrible abuse is happening in front of her. She's just like, you should be strangling yourself. Like, there's something about that. That's like my favorite instance of the strangle because Marge just reacts in such a left of center way. But you're right. Yeah, here she really steps in. Yeah. And I think I don't know if it's her, but somebody has the line in here because Bart's neck reacts the way it does, and then somebody says like, "Oh, he gets strangled all the time, and this has never happened before." Like, yeah, just like, wow, that's odd.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens all the time. Well, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, your husband, the drunk, who's apparently violent towards his children. Little scamps. Yeah. And Marge, the one time she steps in. Yeah, so but eventually as Homer tries to find a leprechaun as he's advised to remove this curse from the Romani fortune teller. He and Bart they use different types of breakfast cereals to capture them, which I think is really funny. They accidentally use tricks. What they need to capture a leprechaun, so they go for Lucky Charms. Yeah, not culturally insensitive at all. When they do catch the leprechaun, they like have there's a bunch of other things. I like the nod to like, oh, there's a forest nymph and a fairy, a Katie Couric, and she's like like fluttering her eyes. And then they end up pulling out a leprechaun. And again, I love his whoever did his voice was great.
Oh,
Ta 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 ti ta ti ta ta. I love it. And so they use him to, remove the fortune teller's curse. See how I did that? I didn't mess it up. Sorry. And, they try to sick the leprechaun on the fortune teller, but it ends up falling in love. And Homer's like, ew. So instead of, the curse being lifted, they go to a wedding, and I like when Homer says, "Oh, everything ended great," and Marge is like, "No, it didn't. Bart died." So it really wraps up the storyline there with the strangulation and that clicking sound. He really didn't make it past that point in the forest where they captured those creatures.
oh, poor Bart.
Yeah.
I I love that leprechaun. He's a riot, and I think they started turning him into not a running gag, but man, like whenever they could bring the leprechaun in, they did. Like you saw that character model come back a bunch of times. And funny coincidence, the next Treehouse story has a James Bond actor as a guest star. And I don't know if you're aware, Amanda, but there is a classic Disney movie, one of those live action Disney movies from back in the, I think, 1959, about leprechauns starring Sean Connery.
Really?
Did you know about this movie?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's great. It's called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And it's just like a family musical comedy about this man who's trying to catch a leprechaun because he wants, gold or whatever. And the man's gardener is played by Sean Connery. And you actually get to hear Sean Connery sing in this film. And I put it on one day because I was like, what's going on here? And by the time it ended, I could not stop smiling. I was like, this movie is such a joy. It is so fun.
I need to see it. I gotta watch it.
It's a lot of fun. You get a leprechaun and you get a James Bond. This is the only other piece of media I know of that has that combo. So.
Of course, it would be The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I really love how they tied in during the conversation where Homer is trying to figure out how to lift the curse, and he goes to the bar and he speaks to Lenny and Carl and to Mo. And they really tie in other magical characters, and they're like, oh, leprechaun will work really well. It's even better than a leprechaun. Jesus, that's like 6 leprechauns.
Yeah,
harder to catch. Go with a leprechaun. Love that. I love that. So good. The whole conversation, like explaining where you can find leprechauns, like how they get here from sneaking into the Aer Lingus plane undercarriage. Amazing.
Oh man, yeah,
Amazing.
everything to do with the magical creatures in this one, like especially when they're pulling them all out of the hole. Like I could watch a 2 hour sketch of just Bart saying, "No, this is a fairy. No, that's a
Yeah.
cow." Like I love that stuff. Yeah, I'm a guy who writes about wizards for crying out loud.
Yeah.
They're one of the main characters in those books is a leprechaun too, so it's like
Mhm.
you know this is my jam.
Mhm.
Um, so we end our story there, our story about the curse, and then we go into the House of Wax story, but that's spelled WHACKS. There are no candle people in this story. Where there's a salesman who comes to the door of the Simpson home, but he's a robot. And he tells the Simpson clan that they should upgrade their house to a modern robotic house called the Ultra House 3000. Very eerily prescient once again of the Simpsons to predict that people will have AI things controlling their homes. I'm sure this was Jeff Bezos' favorite episode of The Simpsons. Uh, so the Ultra House is great, and it starts making life easier for them. And hey, it sounds like Pierce Brosnan, and yeah, they got the real McCoy, Mr. Brosnan himself, to come and do it for them. So very Irish themed episode here, where
Yeah.
um, but Pierce Brosnan, even though he looks just like Hal 9000, that doesn't tip the Simpsons off that something might go wrong. And eventually it does because he falls hard for Marge. He's got it bad. And the AI decides that, hey, if I get rid of Homer, Marge will be available. And that ends up turning into just a house of horrors where the Simpsons have to deal with this crazy robot house that is trying to kill them, including a precarious scene with a garbage disposal, which I never understood. Americans, I don't understand how you have a whirling blade in your sink at all times and somebody thought that that's okay. I'm still, every time I see that in a movie or a show, I am baffled about that choice. We don't have that up here. Canada does not have garbage disposals like that.
No, no. And I mean, like, I agree 100%. Every time I see one, I'm like, who uses that? Someone just you like, come on. But also, like, how cavalier people are about just putting their hands in drains. I don't put my hand in the drain just out of fear of touching, like, maybe some hair.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "No, I don't mind." Even though there's a blade in here that if I switch that switch on, it would tear my hand off, like rip it to shreds.
And you're
No
putting
problem.
food in, like,
Yeah.
that is going to get so dirty. Those pipes are filthy. Like, that is chilling to think about what is going on in the pipes of American homes.
It's just a garbage blender.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. It is literally less unpleasant to think about it being used in this horror sense where people could get chopped up. That is less unpleasant than thinking of what it's actually used for. But anyway, the Simpson family managed to outsmart the Ultra House. They take out its British wit until it's just an American. Pierce Brosnan's
Yeah.
American is great. But they cap things off with an amazing defeat by sending the Ultra House to a place where it will be miserable for the rest of its life, and that's at Patty and Selma's apartment. Uh, that just says it all. That's how you do it.
Yeah. I love how they removed the kill switch before they did that too. The self-destruction button. Immediately they start talking. Oh, that's Sheila. She's given you trouble before, I take it. He's like reaching. How do I turn my kill myself?
And I don't know, I can't put it to words why, but it's so accurate the way they do that hard cut where they're like, okay, we know what to do with him, we know exactly where to send him. And then you get that hard cut to Patty and Selma's apartment, but it's so accurate to middle-aged women of that era that as soon as you go there, you're hearing, all I need is a rhythm to
Enrique Iglesias. What hot singer's friendly right now? Man, listen. He's hot. Yeah.
I feel like if I had gone to any of my aunt's houses at that time, that would be playing on the radio. So kudos to whoever made that call. That is
Perfect.
brilliant.
I love too how she puts it in her bra and he's like, oh no. Even a robot won't even touch that area. So disgusting. Amazing.
The best part is they knew beforehand. The sisters knew.
Yeah.
The robot's gonna try to take his own life, so we're gonna nip that in the bud.
Yeah. The best. Just so he can't sue us out. Still murder though. Gotta look out. But I love how it's just like the CPU basically.
Yeah.
It's the unit. Great. Yeah, no, it's so funny when Homer's trying to destroy it and he's got the axe and he's smashing the water heater and Bart and Lisa are like, "Hey, that's not it." And he's like, "Hey, I'm missing the back of my head here. Cut me some slack." But the shot of it when you see it and the Simpsons family gasps like, "Oh my god!"
There's a full close-up of it in this book.
Yes, yes. So glad it's the best part of the episode. Pulsating. Oh yeah,
Wow.
amazing. They know what the people like.
Exactly.
They know.
Oh man. All right. One last story. Tell us about Whiz Kids.
Oh, Wiz Kids. I love it. Very great Simpsons, I guess, parody here. It is a parody. Again, it's one of those sketches where they're just inserting characters to fit the story, and it's Harry Potter. But they do, actually reference Harry Potter in the episode. Or sorry, I always say that, the sketch. So this story, Whiz Kids, you see Bart and Lisa at the Springfield Academy of Magicry. Is that what it was? Magic.
What is it called? I think you're right. I will look it up.
Very weird name. Yeah. But it's basically a play on Harry Potter. I love the opening segment where it's Bart and Lisa waiting to go to school. It's giving the exposition that they're magic because they're running late. Lisa's like, "Oh, it's okay." And she turns back time and she's like, 5 minutes, Morius. And Marge walks in and she's like, "That's not good for the clock." In Marge fashion. I think that's one of my favorite quotes. So anyway, so they go to school. You quickly meet Harry Potter, who's there. You see Lisa, kind of asserting again her dominance, not only in academics, but in the magic or the magic that they're learning. And yeah, one of my favorite, I don't know if it's a character, but Mrs. Krabappel asks the students to create a British prince from a frog.
Yeah.
And Bart just creates a monstrosity.
Oh my god.
And Lisa, kind of shining, highlights her to the Voldemort equivalent, which was Monty Mort, aka Mr. Burns, and his sidekick Slithers, which is Smithers, but the equivalent of, I guess, what's her name, Nagiri or
Nagini.
Nagiri. Oh my god, I had sushi. It's terrible. Why did I think that? I'm getting old. I'm losing my memory, guys. Okay, Nagini.
That's the next Harry Potter series where it's set in Japan, and they're like,
Yeah,
get over here.
That's the snake of the villain in the Japanese school of magicry, and wizardry. So anyway, the Simpsons go to see the student performance at the school where Lisa's doing a trick where she's going to make I think it's a dragon, do something with the dragon. And it's actually Monty Mort because he wants to steal Lisa's magic. And they have a showdown where, it kind of all comes to pass. Bart's not good at magic. And he tries to make a deal with Monty Mort. That's how he infiltrates the school. Lisa ends up using all her magic and defeating Monty Mort and Slithers, and yeah, it ends well for them. I'll let you watch the sketch, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward ending, all
Yeah.
things considered.
Yeah.
They do a good job of kind of integrating the magic into all this. And there's two moments in Whiz Kids that they've stuck with me for the rest of my life since I watched this. First of all, I cannot look at a black Twizzler without thinking of their magic wands. Part with Christopher Wilde and Twizzler, yeah, or just like, oh, that's so clever. I just love the shot of her like holding it, and then it just droops because it's a real one. And every time I have been nauseous since, I just think of that frog prince, and I think of that line: "Every moment I live is agony."
Please kill me. Yeah, that stuck with me forever. I love that. I love that scene. Anytime someone is like hungover or like drunk, I'm like, you're like Bart's frog. You're like, what? And I'm like, oh god, I have to pull it up. And it's like like you said, every moment is agony. And it vomits. And then the pauses and it's like, kill me. Vomit. I love it. Bart would cause some kind of abomination like that.
Absolutely would. And like there's a lot of gross out humor in this particular Treehouse. And it's funny because that we talked about Futurama earlier. That kind of became one of Futurama's go-tos, like because of crazy animals and aliens and stuff. So they get really clever with their gross out humor. It's a big part of their kind of lexicon. But you can kind of see the genesis of that with this. Like some of these moments, you could have ripped them right out of Futurama. And it would have been right at home. Like Fry gets hurt a lot in the same ways that Homer gets hurt by the Ultra House. Like it's very reminiscent of that.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. You nailed it. I know. Now I want to watch Futurama.
And they're still making new episodes.
Yeah.
Disney Plus is still churning them out. I haven't watched like the last season of that other show, the Disenchantment one. You know, the one, the fantasy one that he made. I remember it being really serialized, and I was like, "Oh, this is different," but I never ended up catching up with it. I don't know what became of that show.
No, I think I watched the first season or two, but yeah, same with me. I kind of lost. I gravitated towards other things. I think I haven't gone back, but I can say the show on Netflix, The Haunted Hotel, that show is hilarious if you haven't seen it. And it's also kind of Halloween themed because it's a haunted hotel.
The Haunted Hotel.
It's really funny. Yeah. One of the main characters is Will Forte. So so it's done right there. Yeah. I think the other voice is like Eliza Coop, who's also very funny.
I had such a crush on Eliza Coop when I watched what was that show? Oh god, what was it called? Good Things? No. Wow.
The Friends? The one with the friends?
Yeah, with the six friends, and she's married to the Wayans brother there. Oh god, yeah, but that one. Yeah. And Alicia Cuthbert was your sister. Yeah, I had such a crush on her on that show. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have to see this now, The Haunted Hotel.
Yeah, it's really funny. Abaddon, great character. Yeah. But yeah, no, this the Whiz Kids, I think it was fun. It was done well, and it pokes fun at Harry Potter. Like it was very relevant at the time. I'm pretty sure. When did this season come out? Like
this came out in November 2001, the same month as the first Harry Potter movie.
There you go.
Look at that.
That's what I was gonna say. It was probably around the time the Harry Potter movie came out. So yeah, good choice. Simpsons. It was like right on the money. Kind of it didn't spoil the movie, but it kind of plays on the tropes and ideas.
It does, and it kind of spoils future Harry Potter for kids who haven't read the books. Like that snake doesn't show up till I think book 5. So
yeah,
they're really that's cool though. That synergy, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And then we get a mid-credit scene, which is kind of neat and different for a Treehouse, where we get our 3 guest stars here. We got Pierce Brosnan, the Leprechaun, and the Vomit Frog, all meeting up in the parking lot. And I wanted to call attention to this just because for whatever reason, even though I have this episode on DVD, I have the season. I think like I was just in front of the computer at the time, so I'm like, okay, let me watch it on Disney Plus just because I'm in front of the computer. And Disney Plus cuts off the mid-credit scene and just shoos you into the next episode because algorithm or whatever the hell. So buy physical media, kids. That's the moral of my little rant. Physical media.
I literally was going to say the same thing because I also watched it on Disney Plus and it cuts it off. It was like, next episode. It gives you like 20 seconds of whatever credits or the option to skip. And yeah, it skipped it halfway through the mid-credit scene. Yep. Can't do that on my DVD or Blu-ray.
No. It's nobody's fault but mine because I had the Blu-ray or the DVD sitting right on my shelf. But still, people, buy the discs, please. I beg you. All right. What was your favorite quote of the episode?
This one had a lot.
Yeah, dude. Holy crap.
Man, the clock one. That's not good for the clock. The Bart's frog, like, please, I actually have it written down, like, please kill me. Every moment is agony. Like, I have it written down in my book, like, my book with the bubble, like, every moment is it's all you're pausing, probably see it, but yeah. But I really liked too in the episode with the Romani fortune teller, the curse episode. I really like the quote where they go in and Marge is talking and Bart, I think, or Lisa are talking to the fortune teller. And she's like, I sense you have questions. I have questions too. Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop. I love that. And then the cat, you should catch Jesus. He's like 6 leprechauns. Yeah. But he's harder to catch. And then they all immediately die because of the curse. I like how Lenny can't stand to see Carl die. So he's like, let me die first. Yeah, that's the other quote. What are yours? What are your favorite quotes?
Those are good ones. I really loved that as soon as somebody says 007, Marge goes to George Lazenby. I thought that just really tickled me as a Bond fan. And like she's so excited, like, ooh, Lazenby. But I think what I ended up going with is the same sketch, the House of Wax. This little interaction here between Homer and Pierce, where Homer says, but if I were to die, Marge would be completely free for man or machine. Machine, eh? Yep, a machine.
Yeah, machine. Yeah. Right away. Yes, a machine. Claire becomes that. Yes.
The little distorted animation in the bubble of the Pierce eye. I'm just like, yeah, this is it.
The fish eye, like, yeah. I like too when they're like they're selecting the voice before they choose Pierce, and it's like all the people. It's like Chandler, what's his name, Matthew Perry,
and they got him for this episode. That was him.
Yeah, it was his actual voice. I was gonna say that. What he said, like, could I be anymore or something? I don't remember. But then it's like,
he's been walking past the Fox lot that day because imagine calling him in for that one line.
Right, just a line. Like, he literally probably phoned it in. And then like, who was it? Dennis Leary or Dennis Miller? Like, isn't that the voice that made everyone commit suicide? And then Marge is like, no, actually, murder suicide. I love it. Like, that makes it any different or better. Like, it's actually worse.
Oh, that's some big shots fired at Dennis Leary.
Yeah. Or Miller, either one.
Whichever one.
It's Miller.
I think you're right. I think it's Miller. I always mix them up too.
Yeah.
All right. Ranking time. Tough one to rank. Tough one to rank. I definitely liked this episode more than the last one, the number 11. But I went for number 3. I went with WizKids.
Nice. Yeah. Yep.
I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I love wizards. I love magic. That's if you don't know that about me by now, hi kids, I'm Andrew. but that one just kind of, like you said when you were talking about it, Amanda, it's just sort of what we're used to now with the cosplay Simpsons of just copy paste. Here's Smithers, but he's the snake.
Mhm.
Here's Ralph, but he's, I don't know, Cedric Diggory or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's great. And they do it really well in this one.
Yeah.
That's just it's the part of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror that I like a little less than the other kind of more clever stuff.
No, I totally agree. And yeah, just inserting the characters like dying tickles. Like,
That's a big Ralph quote too. That's what we.
that's a good one. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's less creative. So, and I get why they do it because, they want to make nods to certain things. So I appreciate it. But when you have certain, opportunities, you should take them. Like, right? I would actually, I had a hard time ranking this episode because I really like a lot of the jokes in the Whiz Kids, but I feel like the House of Wax is like a scarier, like, and like better sketch, like in terms of Halloween. It just didn't make me laugh as much. So it's like, how am I ranking it? That's where I needed to step back and be like, what's my consideration here?
Right.
Like, what's that in terms
That's a
of,
good point. Like
yeah,
how are we, what criteria are we basing this on?
yeah, just personal choice. Is it like which one is the most Halloweeny, which is the most scary? I've been kind of going on like which is the scariest, like, but in terms of humor, it as well. So it's hard. Um, yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like the Whiz Kids and Wax are in the same place for me,
Mm-hmm.
just because I can't decide whether or not or where I land on like why I'm picking it. You know what I mean? Like
Right. I guess like
the criteria.
if you break it down into categories, if it's like, if the question is what are the different flavors of Treehouse stories?
Mm-hmm.
I think you get, like you said, you get the ones that are legitimately scary, like with stakes, the ones that have a Halloween vibe,
Yeah.
and then there's the cosplay ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's others that maybe we haven't come across yet, or that I'm just not thinking of. Because like technically, the Raven is a cosplay one. It's just insert into this pre-existing thing, but it finds a way to work. So, and same with to a lesser extent, the same with like the Shinning. Even
But
though that's still the Simpsons, and they're not like pretending to be Jack Torrance, like it's still the Simpsons family.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but the Raven is actually just a poem.
yeah,
Not even like a parody. So they would have to put some kind of imagery so it works. But like in terms of like the Shinning, it is a parody. Because it's not the actual story, it's a parody of it, right?
right.
But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's tricky. Some of them are like combinations of stories, but with a creative Simpsons twist, which is good.
Yeah.
The parody, I think, works a little more, like with the Hex in the City, for example, because that's my number one choice, I would say.
Same. Yeah.
And I had a harder time than any other episode, and I don't know why picking, but it came down to that. I was thinking, but I'm like, wait a second, how am I, like, what criteria am I using here? Because it's making it harder for me to choose for this episode, and I don't know why.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I have that. Hex in the City is my number one as well. I have House of Wax at number two, and they were close. Those two were close together. I think what won it out for me with Hex in the City was the idea of it has the scary stakes. It definitely has that. It has a lot of laughs. It's probably the funniest one of the episode. I'm like, that's saying something because all three of these have great quotes. Like I think the one that almost won my best quote was, "Oh, it's the cursed one. How's that curse I cursed you with?" I know you don't remember me.
Remember me? I was eating. I was like, oh, and I almost spat my food out. Kirsty, I know you don't remember me, but I'm here. Yes, leprechaun in the cage. Yeah.
Like that, this whole sketch is there's gold stuff, and then, like you said, everything at Moe's Tavern, like the seriousness, the gravity with which they talk about catching Jesus and catching leprechauns. So it's got that going for it too, and then it also has something that, for me, I think makes it feel not just like a great Treehouse, but like a classic Treehouse sketch. Like we're talking like first 8 iterations of Treehouse classic, which is cool, monstrous new designs for The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Harry Marge and Santa
Yeah.
Teresa, like, is to me that when I think of classic Treehouse, I think of Donut Head Homer, I think of Devil Flanders, I think of the Jack in the Box Homer, I think of Witch Marge, right? Those redesigns, and that kind of falls by the wayside as you get more and more into the modern stuff. But the fact that this had the modern flair and it still had laughs and it had those, I think that's what just nudged it up to number 1.
Yeah, I agree. And it was less predictable, if that makes sense. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, like it was had that, and that's what's great about The Simpsons. Like, there's or old Simpsons, or what used to be great about it. Predictability was not always there for certain episodes, right? Like, you kind of get an idea where they're going, but they put their Simpsons twist on it, which is great. And that's where I think they lost it in a few, maybe, of the Trios episodes. Maybe other things were going on, like elections and stuff like that. But yeah, no, they're switching up the writing staff, and these episodes are generally at the beginning of seasons, right? So I don't know, maybe they don't focus as hard on these episodes, but they should, because they're specials. And as we're seeing now, like even on Disney, like you can go in and see collections for holiday episodes, like that includes Halloween. So you can watch just all the Halloween episodes.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's smart that they included them, because people go back and will revisit, just like Christmas songs or the Monster. I hate that song.
Which is great on President's Day.
Great Arbor Day. But yeah, no, it's funny to see how they maybe lost sort of that for a little, but yeah, I really enjoyed Hex in the City. That's definitely my number 1 for pretty much the same reasons that you said. And it has more characters in it too. Like, I think those episodes are fun. Like, you see, there's more opportunity for jokes, right? Like, and diverse jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I love too, to the point where in the Hex in the City, like, they're in the bar because Homer's asking them questions about, oh, what do I do about this curse? Like, and they all have potential solutions. Like, they all know about supernatural curses. Like, what universe are you living in? Like, that's interesting. Like, it's funny. Imagine like a show that's like The Simpsons, but it's like supernatural, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of funny.
That's actually what I thought Disenchantment was going to be when I first heard about it. Obviously they went they went pure fantasy, set in another world and everything. But yeah, I thought it was going to be kind of that mishmash of like, take the domesticity of The Simpsons and the batshit otherworldliness of Futurama and just kind of put them in one pot. And who knows, maybe that's what Haunted Hotel is like. So I have to check that out as soon as I'm able.
It's funny, and it starts like right away. The first episode, I was like, is this the first episode? Like, it's good. I liked it.
All right. What books do you have for us today, miss?
So I had 2, but yeah, the book that I have, it's really good. It's called If We Were Villains.
Ooh, I think I saw this in the store not too long ago.
It's by M.L. Rio. It's a good book. I read it last year, so it's been a while, but it's a cool story, and it's not exactly horror, but it's like a murder mystery, and it's sort of told after the fact, which is cool. So it's about a group of actors, like Shakespearean actors, who are in a company together.
Yeah.
And one of them dies, and one of them goes to jail for the murder. So the story starts when the person who goes to jail for the murder is coming out of prison. And the detective who investigated and like basically put this person in jail approaches them like on the day of their release basically and is like, I want you to tell me what actually happened. Like, I'm off the record. Like, I just want to know what happened because I know you were not the killer. So the story is basically like tells you about the group and then eventually the story of the murder and like what happened behind it. So it's not really like a scary book, but it's a really cool book and interesting the way that it's written, how it kind of blends like Shakespearean story, like tragedy and comedy and like those kinds of themes all together. And it's about actors and how those, people are so in tune with like emotion and being able to copy how other people act and react and those skills. It's it's a good read, and if you like murder mysteries, it's a good modern one, I would say, and it's a cool take on it. It's a different kind of spin. um I really liked it.
Yeah, it's so crazy that you'd recommend that. I don't know when or where it was, but it was within the past, at most 2 weeks, like at most, like it was really recent.
Right.
I was somewhere and I must have been at a bookstore somewhere. I don't remember the context, but I remember picking that one up in particular. What is this? And like looking at it and reading on the back about this Shakespearean company and how there was this mystery. And like that was the one book in the store that I took like a good long look at, and then like before I went home.
Yeah, good.
That's crazy that ended up being the one.
I
And I like
had
the concept.
It's really it's good. It's almost like a confession in a way, like because you're hearing it from but of a person who's like, yeah, I didn't do it though. So it's like a reverse confession.
Right.
It's like I'll tell you what actually happened because I'm like there's motivation for, I guess, confessing and taking the hit for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a cool story. It's different. Again, I like the blend of and reference of like a lot of this, what's happening because they're doing a play into Shakespeare and how things kind of, overlap. It's good. I had another book. I was between the two, and I was like, I haven't really done anything that's really funny. And the second book I had was Good Omens.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So if you haven't read it, it's amazing. It's really good. I think I read it in like a day and a half. It was like on the way on the train to and from work. I was like, oh my God. And I just laughed so hard, like most of the book. It's Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett.
Like, talk about peanut butter and chocolate, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I love Terry Pratchett. Neil Gaiman is great too. I know there's some controversy around him, but his writing, is standout.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's a lot of other classical authors who did really bad things too. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. So, or delve into the controversy that's happening now. So anyway, the book is really good. I would recommend it, especially if you like supernatural and, kind of comedy. It's about an angel and a demon who kind of unbeknowingly become friends throughout the ages in like a weird way. There is an Amazon show about it. I would say the first season did a really good job for the most part of capturing the book. It's almost like exactly like accurate. And yeah, they did a pretty good job casting too. Like the two main characters were like spot on. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you're not into Shakespeare, drama, tragedy books, crime books.
Nice. Those are two good picks. I didn't even know they made more seasons of that show. I just remember the first
Yeah,
season, that was it.
they made a second season. I'm like, there's no second book, but I guess you could expand on the universe, but I don't know. The first book kind of wraps, I don't know, in my mind, it kind of wrapped it up, but it's not great characters. So yeah.
So the show just kind of waded out into uncharted waters then.
I guess. I don't know. I don't.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've got a book here that is not new. It is, in fact, very old, and not just in terms of when it was written, but the sensibilities that were holding the pen at the time. um, to piggyback off the Neil Gaiman of it all. But to fit with the theme of this episode, I went with the James Bond novels by Ian Fleming, and I've got a few of them. I have the first 7 here. I just happen to be holding Goldfinger. There is a series of these with beautiful, like really nice covers, but they're like super expensive and impossible to find. So I've been getting the ones from Indigo that are, I think, printed and made by Indigo. Yeah, it's published by Indigo Books, like it's their own brand of it, and it's just these minimal covers, but they're kind of nice too. I like the idea of every one of them has its own color. Obviously, Goldfinger's got this like vivid golden orange, and when you open the flap, the map kind of shows you where the main action is taking place, which is kind of neat.
Cool.
Yeah. So I like how they put together these books, and for people who have watched the movies kind of ad nauseum, like I have, the books are their own entity. They are very different. They're pure, unfiltered Ian Fleming, for better or for worse. And that comes with a big asterisk, because he doesn't say a lot of nice things about certain people. So that's something to know going into it. He had a lot of issues to work out, but the books themselves are old-fashioned spy thrillers, and that's fun, especially because you are getting into the prospect of seeing James Bond tackle these situations with his wits. He doesn't do the gadget thing a whole lot. That's not a huge part of the books. Every once in a while he'll have like a pen that explodes, but it's really minimal. And I like that. One of the things I'm crossing my fingers for, and it's never going to happen because we can't have nice things, but when they do the next James Bond movies, whatever that ends up being, I really want it to be a period piece.
Oh my God. That'd be dope.
Just give that to us, please. But I don't think that's in their wheelhouse anymore. But so I love that. I love just seeing James Bond deal with stuff without having like cybernetics involved, because that's boring. So yeah, check out the old Ian Fleming books. And there's somebody, I can't remember their name, but there's somebody who kind of picked up the slack after Ian Fleming died, and they continued to write James Bond books. And I heard some of the modern ones are pretty good. So if you like iPhones in your fiction, maybe check those out too. But yeah, that's my pick.
Great choice. No, James Bond, Ian Fleming. I love how what's his name? He was cousins with Christopher Lee. Yeah, and some of the stories that apparently a lot of the Bond character may have been partially inspired by Christopher Lee.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah, because he was in like World War One and like a bunch of things. Yeah, interesting guy. Apparently, in a part of Lord of the Rings when they were filming, someone gets stabbed, and Christopher Lee was like, "No, that's not how a person dying from getting stabbed acts." And it was like, "Oh, firsthand," and it was like, "Yeah, I was in World War One. Those guns were bayonets. What? Oh, knives." And imagine combat.
Imagine being a soldier and the guy who takes you out is Christopher Lee. Like, he just comes up out of the bushes. He's like, "I'm sorry, my friend. It's time for you to get shot." Yeah. I'd be like, you know what? What a way to go.
I felt like the narration, too. Why are you the narrator? Yeah, no, that'd be great. That'd be a pretty dope way to go.
Yeah.
Dope.
I'll take it. I'll be like, "Can you please dress up as Saruman before you kill me? So I can say that a wizard took me out?"
There you go. Fetish. Out with it. Wizard. Like sleeve of wizard. No.
Sleeve of wizard.
Great reference.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's the one. We're not going to top that. So we might as well call it a night now. That has been Treehouse of Horror 1212. Yes, it's 12. We are chugging right along. That was a good Treehouse. And I can't remember any of the ones coming up, Amanda. Like, I have gun to my head, put Christopher Lee's bayonet gun to my head right now. I could not tell you what we're in for next. So it's going to be kind of fresh and new.
Yeah, same. No, I'm excited. I've seen the pre like up to this season so many times. And yeah, I'm excited to revisit the remaining episodes we're gonna explore. Yeah, re-explore. Yeah.
Explore like sleeve of wizard.
Like sleeve of wizard.
All right, that'll be it. Thanks for watching it / listening, everybody. Until next time, please don't claim us.
We voted for Kodos.
We voted for Christopher Lee too, but he's not running.
Go Chris.
All I need is our rhythm divine.